Hello and welcome to the last safety update for 2023. Okay, not ever, but just 2023. Next week, with it being the holidays, we're going to take a small break from the safety update, and we'll come back in 2024. I got some cool stuff coming in 2024, just as like a little cliffhanger for you. But I do have some ideas that we're currently working on, and I think you'll like them. And if you don't, just tell me you do, because I need that reassurance from you guys. So anyways, but no, it'll be good. If I don't say it a couple times in this video, I just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and a great New Year, okay? We just had a meeting as a staff here, and 2024 is looking phenomenal. Like, it's looking like it's going to be a really good year for the company, for drivers, for everybody. So we truly appreciate everything that you guys do out there on the road, because without you guys, we literally wouldn't have a company. You know that. But thank you very much for all that you do. And I think 2024 is going to be a really good year for everybody. So maybe I'm just an optimist, but I don't think so. I think in this one, I'm being a realist. So anyways, but we got a couple things just to kind of go over real quick before the year ends. And I'm sure we'll go over them again in the new year, just as good reminders. But now that a lot of you guys and ladies are on Motive, we're getting a lot of reporting. That's one of the reasons we went to Motive, is because it had a lot of reporting on the back end. Yeah, it's different for you guys with the e-logs. You know, it looks different, but essentially it's all the same. But on the back end, in the reporting and the analytics and all the data we get, Motive is 10 times better than Geotab. So I appreciate you guys learning a new system, working with us, because we're already starting to see the fruits of our labor. In that, we're getting a lot of reports back, we're getting a lot of data back to help us run a safer and a better trucking company. But with that, we also get to see some of the issues that are arising. I'm seeing a lot of trends, and I want to address some of them real quick here. There'll be some others that we'll talk about in some other videos, but there are a couple trends I'm already starting to see, and so I just kind of wanted to talk about that real quickly here. Personal conveyance, okay? There's a trend that it's kind of being used a lot, and so we need to really pay attention to how we use it, when we use it, why we're using it. If you have questions about personal conveyance, you're like, is this a situation I can use it? Can I do it? Let me know, okay? Shoot me a text, call me, say, hey, can I use personal conveyance in this situation? I've sat in enough meetings and webinars and seminars about personal conveyance that I have a pretty good understanding of how it works. And I'll say this, 7, possibly even 8 out of 10 times when a driver uses personal conveyance, it's used wrong, okay? There's very limited times that personal conveyance can be used correctly, and I'm seeing a lot of incorrect usage. Now, don't hear me when I say this. I'm seeing a lot of correct uses too. So if you're like, what, I thought I was doing it right, you probably are. But I'm speaking as just a reminder to the entire fleet. Make sure that you're using personal conveyance in the correct way. We've already had 2 drivers, okay? 2 drivers have gotten picked up and gotten ticketed or gotten violations for using personal conveyance incorrectly, okay? So I want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you guys, because that comes with the fine and the fees and all that kind of stuff. You don't need that, okay? That's just wasted money. You're basically giving money to the government, and who really thinks that they need more, okay? So I'm just trying to tell you guys, be careful when you're using PC. If you have any questions about if you're using PC correctly or not, contact me, okay? I can help you out with that. I can let you know if you're doing it right or not. And if you're really sure that you're using it right, good. You can keep using it. I'm going to be keeping a lot closer eye on it going forward. Now that we have a lot of you guys on Motive, I can do that. And I will probably be reaching out to you if I see, in fact, I will be reaching out to you if I see abuse in personal conveyance. That is something that I can turn off. So if we're seeing that's being abused, I will turn that off, and then you can't use personal conveyance anymore. I don't want to do that, because that's a really valuable tool, and when used correctly, it's really good. So just please be aware of your personal conveyance use. If you have questions about it, let me know. If you flat out run out of time on your load, you cannot PC to keep going, okay? That's just an obvious one. But if you need to find a safe haven or things like that, you need to get food, that's what it's there for, okay? So, but if you have questions, please, please, please let me know, okay? Deal? Deal. All right, now let's take a look at some dash cam footage. Okay, here we are. We are, looks to be somewhat in the middle of nowhere. Just a nice little 2-lane highway here. So let's take a look at what's gonna happen in this dash cam, and then we'll go back and talk about it. So here we go, driving along. So far, nothing too crazy. Coming up to an intersection though, a van turns in front of us, and we just go on through. So, at first glance, you might say, well, the van turned in front of us. Good thing our driver saw that and stepped on his brakes so that he avoided T-boning the van. Yes, kind of. Okay, let's go back to the beginning here though. This is a fairly defined intersection, and we do not come to a stop at it. Now, our first inkling when we see an intersection like set up this well is, where's the stop sign? There should probably be a stop sign somewhere, and I know for a fact, because I talked to the driver, that he did not see a stop sign. Well, if we keep going, we can see that there is a stop sign there on the right, but it looks like it's turned outward. And so the driver claims that he never did see that stop sign and therefore didn't know that he needed to stop. Okay, I can buy that, but it's still not correct, okay? I understand he didn't see the stop sign, it's pointed out, but on one hand, when you're coming to an intersection where you got curbs and everything like this set up, you have to kind of assume in the back of your mind that this is gonna be a 4-way stop. Even if you're not seeing a stop sign directly pointed at you, you kind of have to assume that they put a lot of work into this intersection. I should probably at least slow down, if not stop at this. Obviously, this stop sign is for this lane. It was just turned, because there's no reason to put a stop sign pointing towards the turn lane there as it is. So obviously that stop sign's turned. This driver was supposed to come to a stop. You can see the white line in front of him. That's the stop line, okay? So another big clue, if we go back to the beginning, if you look at the pavement in front of this truck, what do you see? You see rumble strips. There's one right there, and there's one right there. They don't put rumble strips in. I shouldn't say they don't. Very rarely will they put rumble strips in when you don't have to stop, okay? So you're feeling those rumble strips, you should know that, hey, I'm supposed to be stopping here going forward. And then you go, oh, I didn't see a stop sign. Thank God that our truck did slow down and was able to let that van go, because we were 100% in the wrong at this intersection, okay? If we go back, there's a couple signs pointing to it. A defined intersection, the rumble strips, and if you're looking, even if that stop sign is turned, you can still see the stop sign. And you should still know that, hey, I don't know what that stop sign is pointed that way for. I should probably stop just to be safe, okay? Even if you come to an intersection like that, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You know, at this point now, coming up, you should be feeling the rumble strips. If you're not feeling the rumble strips, you need to turn on the radio or something like that, because something's blasting in your truck. But there are rumble strips there. That's a telltale sign. Now, the other thing is, and I know we've talked about it before in this, on these videos, is that drivers in cars don't know what they're doing. And I still stand by that statement. But if you see a minivan pulling out in front of you like that, you should have an idea like, hey, why is he going? What, should I be slowing down? Should I be stopping? Again, the stop sign is there. I don't care if it's turned a little bit like that. You can still clearly see the stop sign. And again, you're coming up to an intersection like this, you have to kind of anticipate that there's going to be some sort of traffic control sign there. Maybe it's even a yield or something like that. But when you're coming to intersections, like I said, especially this well-defined, please be aware that there probably is going to be some sort of stop sign, yield sign or something, especially if there are rumble strips in the road in front of you. So this could have turned out bad. Thank God our driver did slow down a little bit, but he clearly was in the wrong on this one, and thankfully they did not hit the minivan, and we could keep going. But I know sometimes, especially in these rural areas, these intersections come up pretty quick, and it doesn't seem like there's anybody around, but you still need to be aware of the traffic signals that are out there, okay? So rumble strips, stop sign was there. Please, please, please pay attention, okay? Thank you. That is it. I really hope that you guys have a great Christmas time, a good New Year's. Hopefully it's relaxing. If you're out on the road, thank you for the sacrifice of without being with your family to keep trucking along here. So we really do appreciate you guys, and stay safe this holiday season, and we will talk to you in 2024. And until then, until I talk to you next time, make sure that you drive safe.